welcome back to The Rise Server. I'm Atika, and if you've been following the series with the guests, which is Cindy and Veronica, you know that we've explored their early influences and major milestones. So today we will be diving into a topic that touches everyone's journey at some points, facing adversity and building resilience. So thank you for being here again, and let's jump right in.
Okay.
You guys okay?
Yes.
I'm sure that there have been moments when things didn't go as planned, right? So can you share a significant challenges you face and how you navigate through it? You can see Veronica face.
I'm thinking all the challenges.
Which one I should pick?
Yeah,
Right?
it's like too many.
Yeah.
Just the significant ones that I think you can never really forget about it, I guess.
I guess the very big one was more like hiring the wrong person in the team, right? And of course, people are saying, hey, you shouldn't have this person in the team. But I was like, I'll give this person a chance, right? And then after that, this person really created a lot of mess in the team. And that's not it. And in the end, the person is not even thankful. We have to let the person go. And even after the person's leave, there is a lot of unhappiness and created a lot of displeasure and a lot of trouble out there. And I was just wondering, wow, when we treat people with kindness, sometimes we just may not have that in return. And it got me really wondering why, is it really some people should not be helped, or really should not be too kind, or need to exercise more wisdom, or need to draw more boundaries to protect myself, so on and so forth, right? So I guess there will be self-doubts, there will be a lot of questions okay, how can I recalibrate back and moving forward to protect myself and protect the team while still having that kindness for people, right? Or believing that people can change for the better, things like that. So yeah, and how the bouncing back is really a lot of letting go of self-blame, letting go of the negative inner voice, and seeing the good in this whole thing. Like, what is the lesson that I'm supposed to learn?
The benefit of doubt.
What is the lesson to learn, so that moving forward I become wiser, when I'm in this kind of situation. So I must say it's a situation I've never been in before, and so that's really a challenge. Don't know how to navigate through that. And then after that is using that as a learning lesson. Yeah.
So I'm just curious, right? How did the rest of your team react to that? I don't know who told you, okay, bad idea, but of course, being the leader, you went forward.
Yeah.
So how do you manage that after,
So basically I shared my point of view. Why did I choose to give this person a chance, and getting the team to understand and all. Yeah, so it's more that hopefully my kindness can help that person to be to improve. Right. But then in the end,
okay,
there's just some limit to growth.
True. Okay.
So yes.
Thank you for sharing.
How about you, Veronica?
For me, I won't go into really specific, details or examples, because there are many, that I meet in my line of work. But I would say it's more, okay, the one that sticks out is more, it goes back to family as well. So basically, I'm someone that can be quite headstrong, and I tend to veer off the beaten track. Okay, so things that I believe in at the age where everyone is doing something, I already have my own thoughts. And of course, my parents would want me to take the regular route. That means okay, school, JC, uni, and all that. But I wanted to just do my own thing. And, even though my results were pretty decent but I I chose to just follow my passions.
Mm.
Yeah. And then so I did kind of went through like the JC thing, but I wasn't,
Satisfied.
in a way, like I feel like I'm just going through the motions, and then I thought, okay, you know what? I'm just going to study art. And that's exactly what I did. So initially there were resistance lah, but my dad still supported my decision. And and then the funny thing is I didn't end up doing art as my career, but that's
Yeah.
fine. But that's because it's Singapore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was a lot happier
Mm.
in doing whatever I was pursuing then, and everything made sense, even though it didn't make sense to a lot of people, like my relatives, like, yeah, so why you so wasted. I didn't find it a waste. I found going through JC and all that, in fact, a waste of time for me lah. But of course I still picked up like skills lah, like how to the thought process, the thinking, and all that. I mean, that's still applicable, but the subjects, no lah. Why would I want to do it trigo and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's more of that for me.
Right. Then in these moments of struggles, right, what kept you motivated and grounded?
My faith. Really?
Yeah, likewise.
Sanity, exercise, my group of exercising friends. I mean, somehow, they are more positive, right? People who exercise kind of like have more,
Endorphins.
yeah, they're more positive in a way.
Yeah.
And I think hanging out with the right group of people does matter.
Yes, energy is so important.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, a resilience isn't just about bouncing back, I feel. Like it's often involved adapting and growing through difficult times or experiences, right?
Yeah.
How did these challenge change you personally or professionally?
As in resilience.
The challenges that you are
we've been
facing,
through.
how does it change you to be yourself personally and professionally?
I think every challenge we go through and overcome definitely would help us grow, right? I mean, the challenges are there because we haven't learned a certain lesson.
Yeah. Yes.
Therefore, the lessons are there to help us get better. So I feel the perspective is very important,
Yes.
like how we see it, rather than, oh, it's doomsday, it's
Correct.
the end of me, see that as being thankful for the people who are still around to support us,
Yeah.
the hope that we still have, the faith that we still have, the people who still love us, despite of what we are going through. I
Yeah.
think these little bits of, learning to count our blessings, just taught me to have a bigger heart, I think, for people.
Yeah, I think I would agree with Cindy on this. I think mindset is so important. You need to have a good headspace to process all that, to internalize, and being able to, for me really internalize and identify that I also make mistakes. I think that the biggest issue with many people is they deny that, or I don't know, they don't want to confront that, because it's hard to do. But once you're able to, then there are lessons to be learned, and then you can evolve and grow from that.
I mean, it's all about the mind lah. Because sometimes I feel like if you're not too positive, then you will start feeling like lonely, and that's why everything just starts to hit.
Yeah.
So, do you ever felt lonely at one point when you're facing these challenges? And do you have any support system or mentors that could help you out along the way?
Actually, entrepreneurship is a very lonely journey.
I feel.
Yeah, really. Not many understand or get what you're doing, and for me, because I don't want family or anyone else to worry, and if, like, say for you, you have to carry the team, sometimes it's not so easy to just reach out, right? And also for me my type, I don't like to impose on others, so I tend to just pile it on. So yes, to answer your question, definitely there are lonely times, but I try to remember and reach out to whoever I feel safe with that will not judge. And of course, my faith lah. I lean back on my faith when really, all else feels like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think reaching out is important.
Yes.
Yeah, like not keeping it to ourselves for whatever reason, like pride or face or what, right? I mean, we are on this journey together. I think having this healthy support system with other entrepreneurs helps. Yeah, which I think over the years I've built this nice little network. Yeah, and although they are our alumni as well, right? But what is helpful is that we are all on the same page with what we know with the Enneagram, different personality types, and they know my personality type. So when I share about my challenge, they know where that is coming from and all that. So I find the advice that they can give me is definitely much more targeted and specific rather than just something generic. Yeah, so it's very targeted lah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one. And it's very important not to stay in that space of like but come out and do something, talk to people.
Correct,
and sometimes there are days where, I mean, sorry to say that there are days where we really don't feel like waking up to meet people.
I will just cancel my
course.
meetings. Like if it's really bad, I'll just do that then.
Yeah,
Then endure and put out bad work or
it's
be.
tiring.
Yeah.
It's really tiring.
So I think it's important.
And
It's
so
important also to let yourself feel the emotions.
yeah,
Because I have some friends who just don't,
yeah.
and I feel like that's quite dangerous as well.
It's true.
So for the days I don't feel like getting up, right? There are two options, right? Either one, I think I have overwork, I need a break. That one is like taking a break. And the other one is, I know I'm not in a good space. I think I better go out and meet people. And when I meet people, I get all the positive energy,
Same.
right? Yeah. So that helps as well.
Yeah. Same.
That's nice. I mean, that's why this is important for the viewers as well. It's not only butterflies, and there's a lot of struggles that we can share, and we've gone through a lot. So sometimes the adversity can lead us to self-doubt as well. You know, do you ever struggle like with doubt? And if so, do you have to push it through? Like the self-doubt?
Yeah, like just now what I shared, that one was a really like a self-doubt lah, because it's about my judgment of people, right? And then do I give people a chance or do I get skeptical about people, right? When is it that I should believe in the best in people, and when is it I should just close my door on some people, right? So the challenge is sometimes you don't see what's inside people's heart, like whether they have malicious intents or not, because nowadays like people can put on an act, right?
Yeah.
So that is when I really need to be very spiritually in tune to sense certain things. Yeah. So that was what I've learned so far.
Doubt. For sure lah. But because of my, I don't know, stubbornness, I tend not to, that doesn't usually sink in until something, yeah. So, but I think it's a lot about manifestation. I believe in this. So if whatever I set out to do and I try my best to manifest, like usually things will flow, in that trajectory. But of course, we cannot prevent things thrown in our way.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I think it's okay. But when that happens, then I'll be like, I do something. So that but then again, for my character or my type, I'm also pretty fluid. Like I'm not so rigid like a type 5 maybe. Sorry.
Sorry to the type 5 in the room.
So I will adapt, and it's easier for me to accept compared to say some of the people I know around me.
I mean, if you guys are curious what we are talking about type, we have the Enneagram Academy that will actually explains the personality types of the individual people based on emotion. Maybe Cindy can really explain a lot.
So
about this.
when we talk about the personality types, it's actually what we have been teaching as an
It's so
academy.
interesting.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the book that I wrote on Knowing Me, Knowing You. It's actually a Enneagram book, and what is Enneagram is actually a personality profiling framework. But it is more than personality. In fact, it actually talks about your impulses. How are you wired biologically,
Yeah.
which manifests into your thought patterns and emotional patterns. So it's a much deeper framework. And so when we're talking about our Enneagram types, right, we're saying these are our unconscious impulses, our natural strengths, and our natural blind spots. And yeah, we are all work in progress to become a better version of our type.
Right. Okay, back to the topic that we are talking about.
Yeah.
So, were there any other moments of adversity that stands out as a pivotal in shaping yourself you are today?
I think if you talk about in shaping who I am today, right, then that's not part of the entrepreneurship journey. That's actually before. I think a few things that is very pivotal. Do you say adversity? Okay, it doesn't have to be adversity.
Yeah,
Was
for
it
me, it's more of
accident
a life thing. Like, okay, motherhood, for example, for me, that definitely changed a lot of things.
Yes, yes. I think the youngest adversity that I can remember was being ostracized in a group, not in school, in this Chinese drama troupe that I was part of from 4 years old to 14 years old. I was not quite like them. Yeah, I was in that drama troupe, this Chinese drama troupe. Yes.
10 years, okay.
Yeah.
Then?
So I remember they're all from like very, very good school, like Nanyang girls, right? But I was the neighborhood school type. And I think my family is not as well to do. So I even struggled to have enough pocket money. Or there was a year I remember we had to perform in Penang. And they all had their pocket money for the trip, right? Then I remember my mom was not giving me anything for the trip. So I became very stingy. So I remember buying, this bubble gum that is 2 ringgit for 5, this bubble gum. Yeah. And I remember there was a friend, someone who said, hey, can you give me one? And because I was so broke at that time, my response was, oh, then can you give me back 40 cents?
Okay.
That was my response, at that time. But not knowing that I was being judged for that behavior, right? Now thinking back, obviously, I know why, because I wasn't even given much. And for that 2 ringgit, I bought this item and I only got 5 pieces. You take one from me. It means a lot to me. But of course, for them, it was like this judgment lah. So I guess that also shapes me to want to get to know people for why they do what they do, rather than just that's the behavior lah. So she's stingy, she is not generous, she's blah blah blah. But actually, there's a story behind
that's true.
why I was doing this and why I was feeling this way, right? So that I learned about giving people a chance to explain themselves. Yeah, to even tell their side of the story before putting them in a box or judging them or writing them off. Yeah. So that shapes what I'm kind of doing today too.
I mean, you did great though.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. And essentially this is what we're teaching, right? Getting to know why people are the way they are and giving them a chance to explain themselves. Yep.
So for me, as I mentioned, it's not so much adversity, but different points in my life that really shifted my, the path that I think I want to move towards. So previously, growing up, I was very intent on like just, making money. Just being successful, right? But I wasn't, and I was good in sales, but I wasn't particularly enjoying the work that I do. I mean, I enjoy the rewards, but not really the work itself or some of the things I was doing. So, and then I became a mom and I had to take a back seat because my husband, he wants me to be around, which was also my decision to be a stay-home mom during my kids' formative years. And that's fine. But, it's almost like a 360-degree change for me because I did not know how to be a mom and to do everything, right? So, but doing that is very humbling, and it also made me change my priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah, like really spending quality time with people who matter, who are important, instead of just going through motions or making money or whatever. Yeah. And then because I couldn't hold a full-time job when I was looking after my son, but I still don't work one. So I found ways, to keep myself busy.
Multitask.
Yeah. As in I went to take on the like property course, but then I went to take the agency one, not knowing that I could take the sales one, so I could open agency. Yeah, really.
Now
I didn't
you're
know.
qualified for that as
Yeah,
well.
so that was like the tougher one, but I didn't know lah. So I just went, then okay, pass, okay, can. Then okay, that was that. And then what else did I do? And then I also did a stint in healthcare, but which I really enjoyed. Because it was really about service, and I enjoyed, like, talking to the patients and all that. So although my pay was like, okay, like, it was pretty decent now, but it was definitely not as much as when I was doing sales. But then I was happy, and it didn't matter, and that changed totally, like, yeah, my path after that. Yeah.
That's nice. I mean, what advice would you like give to the listeners who may be facing their own struggles and problems, or feeling overwhelmed?
Love yourself first. For me,
Love yourself.
Yeah.
I think it's important. Like, take care of yourself, love yourself first, and listen to your needs. I think that's important.
It is.
Yeah. And
Fundamentally.
yeah, come out and talk to people. The worst thing you can ever do is to hide yourself and carry everything on your own. So sharing does help. I mean, but some people have that mindset, right? What's the point of sharing if you cannot solve the problem for me? But no, sharing
always
does
about-
help you get it out of the system.
It's
And
like
sometimes
cathartic.
as you share, the solution comes,
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens.
Sometimes
So
that is the solution. You just need to let things out or go in a way.
yeah.
Right?
Or even talking to the right people. Sometimes they give you some feedback, like, hey, some observations. That might be very helpful. So I guess it's about, finding an outlet to share that would be very helpful.
Yeah. I mean, even if, like, say you're really struggling to talk to anybody,
Talk to us.
yeah, the Enneagram Academy will actually show you and tell you to understand yourself as well. So you can actually not only understand yourself, but understand people.
People around us.
And that's the first step I feel that you should be, focusing on as well. So I would like to say thank you
Thank
for
you.
today. It's really, really great to see you again. And I really appreciate your time coming down to do a podcast with me.
Always a
And thank you
pleasure.
to everyone that listening. Don't
Thank
forget to
you.
subscribe, leave a comment, and share this series to the others who might find inspirations or, need some motivation. So yeah, I'll see you on the next episode.